All right, Math 110 students. In the back of your empty notes on page 31 and 32 and 33, there's the chapter 13 formulas. Unfortunately, some of the parentheses didn't come through, so please watch this video, pause it at any time to fix the formula sheets, then bubble those up to the top, and then use them as you walk through all of your problems. The first one, the simple interest problem, or the add-on interest. Interest equals PRT. Principal, that's the original investment. Rate, that is the interest rate, but as a decimal. For example, if it was 9%, then it would be 0.09. T is the time, but in years. So sometimes they give you months. If they give you like 6 months, then T would be 1/2 of a year. The future value for simple interest, that's how much is my account going to be worth after T years. You get the interest payment and you add the original investment that you had. So this is called the future value, or how much my account is worth after T years. Some books will take this formula and factor out the principal, and then it looks like this. Some students think that computation's easier, so they like that instead. If you distribute that big P, you get the same thing. The future value for compounded interest, if it's compound interest, notice that the first two formulas, they're talking about simple. But now, when the word compounded is used, we use this formula. And some of these parentheses were missing. So make sure you add those parentheses on your formula sheet. This one, it's the number of times compounded in a year. They use M for that variable. And then the number of times compounded during the lifetime of this account, they use N. That's what this textbook uses. I've always used an alternate formula, so I wrote that alternate formula down here. And feel free to pause the video at any time. The future value, or the amount your investment's going to be worth after T years, is this formula. Looks very similar. This N is different than the N that they used in our book. So the new labels for each one of these variables look like this. P is the original amount invested. Yep. R, interest rate as a decimal. Yep. N, the number of times it gets compounded. Our book uses M for that. This one's different. And then there's that N again, and then T, the time it takes in years. I like this one better just because that's the one I've been using forever and ever. The annual percentage yield, the APY, is missing parentheses. Okay? The time it takes to doubles using the book's formula, that's missing parentheses. Everything else on this front page is good to go. The rule of 70 is a quicker way of doing this formula. It's less computation, but just will give you an estimate. It will not be the exact value. On the next page, everything looks good here. I know when you're reading your notes, this K, APR, annual percentage rate, and 100, they're all in the numerator divided by 12. This formula is exactly the same, but they forgot the parentheses, both on the top and on the bottom. And the last formula that we need to fix is this regular monthly payment for a mortgage. So if you're purchasing your house, the mortgage payment that you make is calculated this way. Parentheses, again, pause this video if need be to make sure that all these formulas are correct. I like these formulas at the back for sure. If you are struggling starting chapter 13, I strongly suggest to get the ball rolling, just skip to 13.5. 13.5 talks about making money on stocks and bonds, capital gains, total return. We use these 4 simple formulas and you can knock out 13.5 in probably 20 minutes. I hope this is helpful. More videos to come. Talk to you soon.